Fiancée texted coldly. Wedding's off, expect a call from my lawyer, I calmly replied, as you wish. Then I quietly withdrew my name from our mortgage application. Within 48 hours, her lawyer was panicked, demanding answers. Within hours, her lawyer was freaking out, and Sabrina. Part 1. I remember the exact moment my life flipped. I was in line at a grocery store holding a basket full of stupid little things, like frozen lasagna, and scented trash bags, when my phone buzzed. I glanced down and saw her name, Sabrina, my fiancée. The love of my life. Or so I thought. I opened the message casually, expecting something about dinner, or the wedding guest list. Instead, I got punched in the gut by 8 words, wedding's off. Expect a call from my lawyer. That was it. No explanation, no emotion, not even punctuation besides the period at the end. Just cold clinical dismissal like I was a business contract she decided to void. I stood there frozen. The cashier had to tell me twice that it was my turn. I mechanically paid for the groceries, drove home in silence, and sat in the driveway for 15 minutes before even going inside. I wasn't crying. I wasn't yelling. I was quiet. The only words I sent back to her were, as you wish. I knew what that text really meant. It wasn't just the wedding that was over. It was her way of saying, don't contact me, my lawyer will handle everything. I was being discarded. And she thought she held all the cards. But she forgot something very important. See, Sabrina and I had just signed preliminary documents to jointly apply for a mortgage. A beautiful townhome in a newly developed area outside Seattle. She picked it. She decorated it in her head. She even told her friends it was practically hers already. But nothing was finalized. And more importantly, we weren't married yet, which meant I was still technically a free man. So before I even took off my coat that evening, I opened my laptop, logged into the bank's mortgage portal, and withdrew my application. It took 3 clicks, just 3. And with that, the whole deal collapsed, like a house of cards. Now, I know what you're thinking. Petty much. Maybe. But after 2 years of building a life with her, after all the sacrifices I made, including giving up a job opportunity in Chicago, so we could be near her family. This wasn't just about pettiness, it was about dignity. Still, I didn't expect what happened next. Less than 48 hours later, while I was eating leftover lasagna on my couch, my phone rang. Unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. A minute later, a message appeared. Hello, this is Amanda Weiss, attorney for Miss Sabrina Holden. We urgently request a call back regarding your mortgage withdrawal. As this action may constitute breach of contract or financial interference, please contact us immediately. I laughed. Urgently request, huh? Suddenly, her lawyer was panicked. Not so cold and clinical now, were they? I didn't call back. Instead, I waited, and sure enough, more calls followed. Emails too. All with increasing desperation. They weren't expecting this. Sabrina, in her usual way, must have assumed I'd be heartbroken, maybe even begging. But I wasn't. I was done. The next day, I got a call from a mutual friend, Lauren. She sounded awkward. Hey, did you really pull out of the house deal? Yep, okay, because Sabrina's freaking out. Apparently, she already ordered furniture, and told her parents they'd have a guest room. I almost said not my problem. But I bit my tongue. I didn't want to look cruel even though, frankly, I could have. Lauren hesitated before adding, she said you were being vindictive. That you're doing this to punish her. That made me laugh out loud. I wasn't punishing her, I was just done playing the fool. What Sabrina didn't know yet, and what no one else knew either, was that I had started to suspect something weeks before the breakup. There were signs, late-night texts from unknown numbers, work meetings that seemed oddly timed, whispers behind closed doors. When I walked in the room, I noticed, I just didn't want to believe it. But now, with everything falling apart, I felt like I was finally seeing her clearly, and so, I decided to stop reacting and start observing. Instead of replying to her lawyer or trying to salvage anything, I stayed silent. I let them spiral, let them wonder, let them squirm, and in that silence, truths began to bubble to the surface. 2 days later, I received a knock on my apartment door. I wasn't expecting anyone. It was her father. I hadn't seen Mr. Holden since we all had dinner together a month ago, when he gave a toast about how proud he was to welcome me into the family. Now, he just looked tired, and maybe a little embarrassed. He didn't even say hello before blurting out, "What's going on with the house?" I folded my arms and said, "I'm not buying a house with someone who tells me we're done by text, and sends her lawyer to talk to me. Are you here as her representative?" His eyes darted down. "No, I'm here because she won't tell us anything. 1 minute she's saying the wedding's off, the next she's screaming about furniture, invoices, and credit pulls. I just want to understand what's happening." For a second, I considered telling him everything, but I didn't. I just said, "She ended it." I respected that. She can handle the consequences. He nodded slowly, then muttered something like, "I told her not to do this," and walked off. I watched him leave, and a strange calm settled over me, but the story wasn't over, not even close. Because what I didn't realize at the time was that Sabrina hadn't just blindsided me. She'd been planning something calculated. And I was about to find out exactly why she really wanted that house so badly. The first real crack in the surface came from someone I hadn't spoken to in months, Sabrina's cousin Eric. We were never close, but we'd shared beers at a few family functions, and bonded over both being outsiders in her tightly wounded social circle. He DM'd me out of the blue, "Hey man. Sorry about what happened, I didn't know how messy it was till now. Just wanted to say you dodged a bullet." I stared at the message for a long time before replying. "Appreciate it." "What do you mean though?" Eric's response was instant. "I probably shouldn't say more. Just ask her about Spencer." Spencer. The name didn't register at first, it was common enough. I'd met a few Spencers through her work parties, maybe a couple at those awful weekend wine tastings she used to drag me to. But none stood out. I didn't reply, I didn't need to. Something about the way Eric phrased it. Short, cautious, like he was dipping his toe in dangerous water, told me everything I needed to know. This wasn't just some name. Spencer was connected to the reason she called off the wedding. And I had a pretty good idea what kind of connection that was. I went back and pulled up her Instagram. Most of her posts were private now, but one thing caught my attention, her list of tagged photos. There was one from a friend's engagement party, a few weeks back. The same weekend she claimed she was sick and staying in. She wasn't in the photo, but Spencer was, arm wrapped around her waist, close, intimate. My stomach turned. So, while I was sitting on the couch microwaving soup, and making final decisions on backsplash tiles, she was posing with some guy behind my back, and pretending to have the flu. That's when I stopped feeling hurt and started feeling something else, focused. I didn't just want out, I wanted clean. No ties, no debts, no fingerprints left behind. First, I contacted the mortgage company directly, and made sure my withdrawal was permanent. I also forwarded them a copy of her breakup message.